Hey beautiful Scorpios, it's Robin here with Intuitive Tarot Empath. I hope this video finds you well. This is your general reading for July 2018. In the event that this does or does not resonate with you, you can go back into the other videos and check out the videos for your sun, moon, and or rising signs. So with that said, I'm going to shuffle the cards with your energy in mind, and let's get into it. You are obviously more than welcome to fast forward this part. Ooh, all right, cards. Let's see. What is the energy surrounding Scorpio for the month of July 2018? Alright, so I think we have about 3 more shuffles, and then we're going to lay out some cards. Alright. Never mind, that's it. We didn't even need 3 more. Alright, here we go. So, that middle one. Alright. So we have the High Priestess in reverse. What's crossing you is the 6 of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Swords in reverse, the Queen of Cups, the Devil, interesting, the 2 of Pentacles, the Justice card, the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, the King of Pentacles, and finally the Hierophant. And on the bottom of the deck is the 9 of Wands in reverse. So I think that for a lot of you Virgos, there's been a rebalancing since the Scorpios. Okay, anyway. So I think that for a lot of you Scorpios, there is a rebalancing after the giving up of old habits. So let's get into it. So we have the 9 of Wands here in reverse, and the 9 of Wands in reverse speaks of no longer being on guard about something. So it's like protecting something that you've built. And if it was upright, it's about protecting something that you've built almost to the point of paranoia, I want to say. Like, you know, you're guarding it with your life, and you are so protective of it that you are afraid someone's going to take it away. I have a feeling that this has to do with matters of the heart, especially because we have the Queen of Cups and the Queen... No, she's going to eat the cards. Sorry, my cat. So I think that this has to do with matters of the heart, like protecting your heart so aggressively that it's difficult for you to let people in. But the 9 of Wands in reverse is saying that, like, you're letting go, you're easing up, you're opening up. And this is great too, because we have the 8 of Cups in reverse. This is also on the bottom of the deck. So this idea that when it comes to matters of the heart, you're no longer feeling as though, you need to move forward. And I don't mean that in like a standstill kind of way or like a bad way, but I think that there was something that you had to walk away from that was very, like something that you had to walk away from, or someone that you had to walk away from that you were very emotionally connected to. Once again, because this is a general reading, this could be a person, this could be a family member, this could be a job. But this is saying that, I feel like there was someone who you had to walk away from. Intuitively, you knew that it was a better choice to walk away from that person than to keep them around. But you're no longer having to walk away from anything. You're just kind of chilling, and you're no longer on guard. So let's see the other stuff that's around you. So we have the High Priestess in reverse. So I think that even if the High Priestess is in reverse or if she's upright, she's still about intuition. She's about psychic abilities. And I feel like Scorpios, just like all the other water signs, are really good at being intuitive. So, you know, they can tap into kind of the connective energies that are around them. They can tap into, you know, other people's emotions, very empathic, all that, you know, kind of stuff. And what's crossing it is the Six of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles is about balance. So I feel like the month of July is really about you and getting yourself in a good place, because what you've had to go through in the past is really, really terrible. But I feel like you're in a better place now, and I feel like what has been happening is that if you put these two cards together, I think that what's getting you back to balance is you listening to what your intuition is communicating to you. So like, what's going to make me happy? What's going to make me feel better? How can I move forward? What should I do with my time today? Especially because the Six of Pentacles is not just about balance, it's also about being able to give to others. So this could be financially, this could be emotionally, feeling like there's more of yourself or more of your money to give to others because you're in a good place and you're balanced. The Six of Pentacles is also about daily routines. So the sixes in astrology are about your daily routines and schedules. So feeling like on the day-to-day you're more whole, you're more balanced, and really listening to what your heart and mind have to tell you. So, you know, if you're like things, essentially saying that like where you are right now, things at work are good, things with relationships are good, because you're in a place where you're able to give of yourself to others in a very, very selfless way. You've been through it though. Look at this shit. Oh my God, Scorpio, I am so sorry. So obviously we have the Nine of Swords here in reverse. Nine of Swords in reverse is great because it's about the end of anxieties or sadness that has kept you awake. And I think the things that have been causing you anxiety are old habits, bad habits. So the Devil card, you'll notice, is exactly like the Lovers card. The only difference is you have a devil overseeing the lovers instead of the angels. The one angel in the picture. But this also is the card of bad habits. So like too much drinking, drugs, cheating. This could be about underhanded, underhanded vices and whatnot. So for some of you, if this is a work reading, this could be that somebody at work you saw as being devilish, somebody who was dishonest, somebody who was underhanded, somebody who caused you a lot of stress. This could be a boss, this could be a coworker, but it's somebody who kind of, I want to say, preyed on you a little bit. If this is a love reading, obviously this can be an ex-partner. This could be somebody in your life who caused you a lot of misery and pain and turmoil, and they were, totally selfish, and you worried about them all the time, and it put you in a state where you were anxious and scared and worried and sad, and no wonder that then this card would be on the bottom. It put you on edge, it put you on guard, and you had to walk away from it. But they're in the past now. That person, that coworker, that significant other, they're not around you anymore. They might be around you, like if it's a coworker or a boss, they might be around you, but they don't have the same effect on you as they used to. And for those of you that it was a relationship, like a significant other or a person who you had romantic feelings for, or it was somebody who like I just get this feeling that like you loved this person so, like if it's a relationship situation, you loved this person so much that it almost felt like a bad habit, because for something about it felt not necessarily illicit, but so it felt like a drug. Like, there was something that pulled you to this person, and intuitively you knew that, with the High Priestess card right next to it, intuitively you knew that, like, this was not a good person for you. But because the Devil in and of itself is like the Lover's card, and the Lover's card is a soulmate connection, if you think about the fact that the Lover's card is a good soulmate connection, whereas the Devil's card can also be a soulmate connection, but one that is negative and doesn't work in our favor. But that's all in the past. You've walked away from that. You've gotten rid of all of that. And also, the nine here and the 9 and the 9 of Wands speaks to that, because 9s are endings in tarot, so that new beginnings can come to fruition. So here we have you, water sign, Queen of Cups. The way that she is positioned in the tarot deck, she is looking to the past, but she is still willing to give her heart. So there's a couple things that this could mean. Either you are looking to the past and learning from your mistakes with that person that you were so connected to, and you are ready to open up and give of yourself, but through learning from your mistakes. Or this is about you, I think that a lot of you are looking to the past and forgiving the person who has done you wrong. For some of you, this might even be because the King of Pentacles is here, I think that, and the 5 of Pentacles is here as well. And the Devil card, I believe, is the card of Capricorn. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that that's the case. I think that some of you might even be giving your heart to this person again, but in a way that's more on your terms. It could also be that what's coming for you over here in the future has you in a place where you're kind of recognizing an old emotion. Either way, for any of these scenarios, the Queen of Cups is looking to the past. She's learning from her mistakes. She's giving of her heart. She's open. She's no longer on guard. I don't necessarily, like I said, because this is a general reading, I'm trying to hit on all the possibilities, but this person who's coming in can either be the old person, like say if the person that you were in the relationship with was addicted to drugs or alcohol, then no wonder the Devil card comes up. No wonder the 9 of Swords comes up, because that's a person who you love very much, who you're trying to help, who you feel a connection with, but who has vices that keep them in a negative place. For others of you, it could just be, somebody who felt like a devil and who you knew was wrong for you, but you continued to chase it anyway. And they don't necessarily have to be a devil themselves, but they can keep us chained to something that we shouldn't be in. And even though we love them, we stick around, even though they're bad for us. But but I think that you guys are the Queen of Cups. Open to new experiences, open to new people, opening your heart up, emotionally ready for what's next. And I think that the 2 of Pentacles, can be about, also just like the 6 of Pentacles, this is about balance. So I think that for you, a lot of what July is, I want to say, balancing your head and your heart. Because we have here, like you'll notice behind the man juggling the 2 pentacles, the sea is kind of rocky. But he stands in front of them with his 2 pentacles in his infinity symbol, and he juggles, and he makes it work. And I think that this person, this devil, the relationship you had with them and the emotions that they were able to get out of you was so intense and was so overwhelming that it kind of knocked you off your feet a little bit. As relationships like that do. I've been in them too. Oh my God. And it's wonderful as it's happening, because you're like, I've never felt like this before. But then you kind of back out of it and you have some time to reassess, and you're like, oh my God. Like after the tornado spits you out, it's like, what? Like, what just happened? What's my name? Where am I? Like, what? Yeah, you get my gist. So anyway, as I stutter, also, I apologize. I just woke up, so if my brain's a little wonky, I apologize. So we have the Two of Pentacles here. So I think that July for you is really about balancing your head and your heart so that you don't run into a relationship again with 100% emotion, that you're being logical about the choices that you're making. This is true of a job too, that sometimes we can take a job that we feel very connected to and we're super excited about it, and we don't really think about all the ins and outs when we're so intensely enamored of an idea. So, this is really about helping your head and your heart to communicate with one another. It's a really beautiful time for you guys. And I think that that's the thing that's going to help you meet somebody. You being able to balance those two parts of yourself, because then you come into the relationship a whole person, which is fantastic. And I think that also the High Priestess is saying that, like, once you marry those two things, your head and your heart, your intuition becomes incredibly strong and it communicates things with you. You'll see that the High Priestess is a 2 and the Two of Pentacles is obviously a 2. But you're able to really, like, listen to yourself, instead of, like, going in full heart. All right, so moving into what's surrounding you, and also probably, like, I want to say the second or so week of July. The timing on tarot is always very interesting. So we have the Justice card. So this makes sense, obviously, with the Devil and the Nine of Swords, or maybe not so obviously, but the Justice card is about wrongs being righted. It's about fairness. It's about, I think a lot of you felt as though, for a long time, felt as though it wasn't fair. Maybe, the devil in your situation got a better outcome, more favorable outcome than you did. Maybe you feel in some way that they won. But with the Justice card, you feel as though something that wasn't fair going on in your life has been righted in some way. Like, the scales have been balanced. And I mean, it makes sense because we have the Two of Pentacles, which, a little scaly, if you ask me. So wrongs being righted, something unfair becoming fair, the scale swinging in your favor, you feeling like justice has been served. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that you felt that this devil character in your life won and you kind of got the shaft, and for a while it was like, how is that fair that this person gets to win and I still have to suffer with all these emotions that they left within me. But I think that the Justice card is also feeling like even if you were left with any sort of residual emotion that was negative, sad, depressed, anxious, or whatnot, the Justice card is saying that you have moved past it, Scorpio, and you're in a really good place now. And it's saying that perhaps you felt as though it was unfair that you felt all those emotions, especially if you loved this person despite their vices and through their issues, or, through the emotional turmoil that they've put you in, and, you're over it now. Like, it's about you now, and it's about you being in a good place. In fact, working in tandem with that Justice card is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So for some of you, it's about an emotional conflict that's been created for you, where this devil may have made you feel like you were left out in the cold. So this could speak to the fact that some of you might have been fired, broken up with, kind of set to pasture. This could also, be any one of those scenarios where you feel as though you were left out in the cold. You were kind of left on your own to your, not necessarily to your own devices. I don't know that that's the best word for it, but you were you were left without the person or the situation that you wanted. But the Five of Pentacles is saying that, like, you see the light, you've turned, and you see all of the good things that are in your life. You know, you've gone from the Five of Pentacles to the Six, so there's been a progression. You know, that you're moving forward, and also, like, I feel like a lot of what Scorpio is also doing in July is, like, looking at the past and learning from what they've been through. I'm not going to call it a mistake, because any situation that we learn from is never a mistake. But I think that you're finally out of this feeling of, like, I've been left behind, I've been left alone, you know, I've been left out in the cold. And so being out of that way of thinking has put you in a place where you feel like justice has been served. We have the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles, I feel like for some of you, and I say this because the Hierophant card is over top of it, I feel like for some of you, because you're in such a good position, and this could possibly come more toward like Leo season, so like end of July, beginning of August, some of you are going to be meeting somebody. They could be an earth sign. They could be, oh God, what's the earth signs? Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. So they're very stable. They're very solid. They might be older than you. They might be younger than you. I mean, the whole point of the King of Pentacles isn't necessarily that you're going to meet, like, you're going to meet an older man who has all of these qualities. Like, this could just be that you meet a person who has the grounded, stable qualities of a King of Pentacles. So they don't necessarily have to be an earth sign specifically. But I feel like for some of you, it could be a couple different things. So it could be, for some of you, you're meeting this earth sign, and they are showing up in a stable way. For some of you, this earth sign might already be around you, and that's the thing that has gotten you out of kind of your funk, and has helped you to move forward because they've given you hope. For some of you, this is a new boss, a new work situation. You find a new job. You know, you put in the work and the effort, because a lot of this is about pentacles. You know, pentacles and swords and all of that. But this person comes in and they offer you something new. And they are stable, they are solid, they are grounded. They have their shit together. So whereas this devil, you know, was all over the place, you know, the devil is the cheater, the you know, drug addicted person, the alcoholic, the drug addict. Why can't I think of words today? Seriously. All right. Anyway, so this is a much more grounded, stable, solid person. And in fact, we have the Hierophant, which, once again, one of two things. Hierophant can either be the marriage card, or it can be the work card. So like you getting a new position, you having people who work below you, or just you being in a better work situation, signing contracts, legalities, all that kind of stuff. Because the Hierophant, I believe, is also a legal card. But I think that you meet this King of Pentacles energy. It could be a man or a woman. Doesn't have to be specific to one gender just because it's a king. But you meet a person with King of Pentacles qualities. And I feel like for a lot of you, you can see a future with them. And I feel like you see a future with them and you progress it. I am so sorry that I'm stuttery today. Goodness gracious. All right, so I feel like we should look at that King of Pentacles and see what they're about. Yeah, I feel like you meet this person and you can see a future with them. You can see marriage, you can see kids, you can see the whole shebang. It's not necessarily that you're going to marry them within, you know, like an Ariana Grande, Pete Davidson situation, if anyone's been keeping up with that, which I have because it's fascinating. They dated for like 4 weeks, and then they were engaged and living together. And I understand that sometimes that happens, but like, does it though? Does it? That's why I say you're not going to meet this person and be like, oh my god, we're soulmates, we're totally in love. And then like in August, you're like, we're getting married. We're getting married tomorrow. This is more that you meet this person and you can see a future with them. And so obviously, if you see a future with someone, you're going to pursue it. So let's see what comes up with the clarification cards. See who that King of Pentacles is and what the deal is with them. Oh, the Book of Secrets. Which is the card of Pisces. Secrets that need to be illuminated. So I feel like this is for, okay, the Fox. Whoa, these cards. Whoa, okay. All right, and the park. So, I feel like your connection with this person is going to be instantaneous. Because even though it's the Book of Secrets, it's got a ram on top of it, which we associate with Aries. So that's like a fiery kind of energy. And also, I associate the Book of Secrets with like a soulmate energy. So I think that surrounding this person, you'll feel that instantaneous connection, but it will be a slow build. Hence why you have the candles around it and the ram on top of the book, and it's not like one of those cards with all the fire surrounding it. There's a slow burn to this relationship because, according to the cards, this is a relationship that wants to end in marriage. So you want to take it slowly. But you feel that connection. Also, this is the card of Pisces, I believe. And obviously, Pisces has all sorts of stuff associated with it in terms of like intuition and like the idea, like when you know, that kind of thing. We have the Fox. So the Fox isn't necessarily bad. I have a feeling that some of you are going to be a little mistrusting of this person because, like, how are they so good? How are they so honest? How are they so stable? That they can almost come off as though they are sly like a fox. They might even be just very slick. Not necessarily dishonest. Not necessarily, sly like a fox in a way that, like, is bad. I think that part of it is you putting your past experiences on this person a little bit and being a little mistrusting. Sorry, I was looking at the number on the card, which I think is going to create a little bit of internal conflict for you for a minute because, once again, it creates a lot of questions for you about, how can this person be so good and whatnot. I think that also, like, if this is in business, if you meet like a person who's going to give you a job, this is a person who's like sly with business, like almost like slick. That's the word that I keep thinking is like slick. Same with a love interest. Like, this person is just kind of like cool. I feel like there's a part of the two of you that's like circling each other and you're just kind of like figuring it out. I think that for some of you, you'll be meeting this person. Obviously, this is pretty great because it's summertime, so it gives you a lot of excuses to get out into the world and to meet new people. And so I think that the park is saying that, like, when you meet this person, it's probably going to be because you're out in the world. You're at a festival, you're at a park, you're at a restaurant, you're you know, outside doing things, living your life. And for the people, you know, for the, like, that park card can also be like you put yourself out there and what you reap is this King of Pentacles energy. So I think that a lot of you, Scorpios, if you haven't already met this person, they're coming. And for those of you Scorpios that have met this person, you know, it's okay to let it progress slowly. I think that the part could also be that, like, the two of you are out in the world doing things together. Like, this is a person who likes to be out. I might be saying all this wrong. My tired brain. But it's any one of those situations. Like I said, this is a general reading, so I'm trying to hit upon as many different scenarios as I can. Sometimes, you know, you kind of see one scenario, and that's the one that you stick with. So, I mean, can you Scorpios already have this person in your life? Sure. Do I think that for most Scorpios, this is going to be a new person coming in, either offering a new job or offering new love? Yeah. Wait, that card just flipped. What's that? What are you? The Four of Abundance. Alright, so the Four of Abundance is about, sorry, I'm trying to put the cards back and I can't do two things at once. The Four of Abundance is the Four of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So I'm going to read what's on the card, and I'm going to read what's in the book, and then we're going to move along with our lives. So the Four of Abundance, creepy angel children. But I love this deck of cards. I think that the advice on them is actually pretty good. Alright, so it's time to reflect upon your relationship with money. Are you spending it too freely, or are you holding on to it too tightly? So, I think in this case, we're talking more about the emotions that we're associating with jobs and relationships. So this can also relate to how you give of yourself to others. Is your heart open, or are you holding back? Your hard work and wise investments will bring great success. Oh, will they? I believe they will. All right, so let's look at the book. So the Four of Abundance. Four of Abundance. Almost there. All right, so this card asks you to pause and reflect on your relationship with money. Are you spending it too freely, or are you tucking it away a bit too frugally when it might be used to bring you joy? It's important to look at your financial health in a balanced way to be prepared for the future, but not to the extent that you're not living life to its fullest in the here and now. This is true whether your resources are related to money, energy, or emotion. So you can also ask yourself, am I giving of myself emotionally too freely, or am I holding back too much? It's very important to be charitable to worthy organizations as well as to individuals in need. Consider volunteering your time or money to causes that you feel strongly about. Additional meanings of this card: wise investing, worrying about money, good business judgment, being too controlling, hard work that pays off. So I think that that makes so much sense to this reading, considering the fact that we talked about how, even though the Queen of Cups, which is you, is willing to give of their heart to others, there's still something that's holding you back a little. For some of you, there's still so many questions. So there will be a slow dance around the person that you meet, or around the person that's currently in your life, or around, you know, the boss that you're interviewing with. But ultimately it works out for the best. So remember to ask yourself those questions of, am I holding on too tight, or am I giving too freely? And listen to your intuition. Listen to what your heart and your mind tell you. All right, Scorpio, I think that this is going to be an amazing month for you. I love a good love story, and I love a good job situation when everything works out. So, I mean, who doesn't? That was a really stupid thing to say. Oh my God, I'm killing it today. Anyway, so, and I can't go back now. So, I want to know your stories, so please make sure that you comment or email me at intuitivetarotempath@gmail.com because I would love to hear your stories and the way everything shakes out this month. If you liked this reading and you didn't mind the fact that I mumbled or couldn't figure out the words, or sounded a little cheesy at parts, check out my website, intuitivetarotempath.com, so you can get a personal reading if that's something that you're interested in. Otherwise, I had so much fun doing this reading for you guys. I'm really excited for the July that you're going to have, and I will see you all in August. Bye!